I've talked a little bit about this play already in a reaction video Sunday night and offered a little bit of opinions through some messages and some posts on social media. I thought I would take 10 or 15 minutes today and talk about the two-point conversion play that the Ravens ran, the incomplete pass to Mark Andrews. I thought the scheme was interesting. There's been some people commenting, look, this is certainly not an RPO. We'll start there. There is a mesh between Lamar and Freeman. Freeman crosses his face. But were it an RPO, this OLB right here would not be unblocked. Because if you watch the play, and if you presume that Lamar is reading this inside linebacker, which he is not, but if he were, he should be pulling the football, which he does. But we would have a blocking scheme to account for the seventh defender because we knew that they were in their base personnel. So what I mean by base personnel is you got three interior linemen, 1, 2, 3. Two inside backers, both walked up to the side of the running back. Two outside linebackers, Watt and Highsmith. Two safeties, and two corners. So that is the Steelers' base 3-4. In an RPO, we're going to be accounting for the edge player where their back is running to. We're certainly not going to run this and then leave this guy unblocked. So point number one, this is not an RPO. This is not a read at all. Lamar is going to throw this football to Andrews or, and there is 0% chance of this happening, TJ Watt running down the line to chase Devontae Freeman like he thinks he gave the ball to him. That's not what TJ Watt does. TJ Watt attacks the quarterback. Look at his path. And we knew this. And that's part of the reason why we ran this play to his side. Because we knew what he was going to do. Now, you can disagree with whether the Ravens should have done that to TJ Watt's side or not. And that's fine. I'm not going to agree or disagree with you. The reason why they didn't do that over here to this side is because they don't know what Highsmith is going to do. Were the back's feet on this side and the back cross Lamar's face, they don't know whether Highsmith is going to run at Lamar or chase the running back. Now, let's flip back to reality. Freeman crosses face. Watt runs down the line of scrimmage to chase him. Obviously, we've got an easy touchdown because we've got Lamar in space and we've got Andrews out here running a route. So we've got essentially what becomes a 4-on-2 if Watt was to do that. TJ Watt does not do that. So the reason they called it, the entire reason they called it to the right, well, half of the reason, we're a right-handed football team. The Ravens have been a right-handed football team since dating back to 2019 when they had Marshall Yanda and Orlando Brown on the same side. I did say in a video last night that from the all-22 angle, this looks more catchable than I thought from the broadcast view. It certainly does here to me, to be honest with you. All right, let's look at the end zone angle. The guy who Lamar would be reading if this was an RPO is the inside linebacker on the side of the halfback, Bush. The mesh accomplishes its goal in getting Devin Bush to go with the running back, presuming that it's a run play. So even though it's not an RPO, it's not a read, and you can tell by there is no mesh there at all. And the timing of Lamar looking over here, he's not looking at this linebacker right now. He's looking here and or here. He's looking to see if anyone is going to go with Mark Andrews. Okay? Simultaneously, he's looking to see what Watt's doing, on the chance that Watt does run with the mesh point, which we knew he was not going to do. I think that's what he's doing. He's not looking at this guy, which would be the read guy in an RPO, at all. And you can disagree if you want. It's okay for you to be wrong. I've certainly been wrong plenty of times myself. Now, as far as the design of it, the scheme of it, and whether people like or don't like it, I understand that you're going at the best edge player in the NFL. Understand. But you have to understand the Ravens in this situation needed something that was a known entity, a known result, something that they knew was going to happen so they could build off of it. The whole design of this is for Andrews to run underneath of Watt and then catch the ball out in the flats. This safety should be going with him, but he's a little undisciplined here. I think he's looking in the backfield. He doesn't go with Andrews. You can see that Fitzpatrick steps up like he thinks it's run, and it's obviously not. He should be reading Andrews because this is man. This is straight man. And again, is it catchable? Certainly Mark Andrews is capable of catching that ball. In my reaction video, I said, 70% of the time. That might have been a little high, but he's definitely capable of catching that. Whatever percentage, who cares? It's over with. We lost. But we're just here to look. I'm here to look at the scheme of it and explain that A, it was not an RPO. B, it was absolutely intentional to do this to TJ Watt's side. And C, this is not overthrown by Lamar. This is not. The angle is difficult, and multiple people have identified that. The angle is difficult for Andrews because he wants to get in the end zone. He wants to get here. The proper way to run this is not to veer this way, is actually to run right at the pylon. So not flat parallel to the line of scrimmage, not in any way, toward the other pylon up out here, is to run it at the near pylon and let Lamar throw it to you. He slows up just slightly, but he kind of has to turn his hips here and look. He's so anxious isn't the word. He's so hungry to get the football because he knows he's got a touchdown here. He knows that. Were he to get a chance to run this again, I think Andrews' feet would be another foot and a half further towards the sideline, and this is an easy catch. We saw him make one-handed catch against Cleveland on a long game. We saw a ball get intercepted when he tried a one-handed catch. We saw a drop against the Steelers with both hands. I believe we saw a drop with one hand, or what you could call a drop. The ball hit him in the hands. Look, I expect Mark Andrews to make this play. He's definitely capable of it. I apply zero blame to Lamar for throwing this ball. If this ball is here, I guess I could say I apply a very low percentage. Maybe the ball should be another three, and I said it in my reaction video, I'm going to stick by it, another 3 to 4 inches, further back this way. But this ball should not be here. This ball should not be here. Because the further back this way you throw, the better chance you give these guys to recover and make a play. And you can see how fast Devin Bush is, even after the ACL last year. He goes with the back. He's not going to make the play, but were that ball to be underthrown, okay, let's say it's underthrown by 2 feet, Devin Bush is in a position where he could recover if Mark Andrews doesn't catch it cleanly. I think it's a great play. Do I agree with us calling it? I've established that I personally don't have the ability in me as a coach to call that. My personal thought was I don't want to see the players' efforts ruined from what was a great drive, a fantastic drive, a clutch drive, and clutch plays by Sammy Watkins, Marquise Brown, Lamar. That's just how I think personally as a coach. But I don't fault our coaches for going for it at all. If you're the type of person who's like, hey, it's Wednesday, we've got to move on, that's fine. I try to put out a lot of content, and this was one of the final things I wanted to get to before the live stream tonight, which is going to be pretty comprehensive in terms of what the AFC North teams did. Of course, the Browns had a bye, which is unusual that only one team in the division had a bye. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the matter. I thought it was a nicely designed scheme as a one-time use play. Someone has mentioned a couple of times that we used this play earlier in the season. Do I have any complaint about running this at TJ Watt? Honestly, no, I don't. A couple of other people mentioned some ideas that wouldn't work. Step 2, Watt with the tackle, not going to work. You've got to clear this path behind the heels of the O-lineman. That's why these guys are working so far forward. And look, if you're the type of person that shares a picture, if you're the type of person that shares a picture of the Ravens' 4 O-linemen and you think that makes a definitive statement about that play and how it was executed by all 11 guys on there, just do me a favor and don't watch my videos, all right? Because nothing definitive can be stated or gleaned from one picture where everyone's given high effort. And if the ball was thrown 3 to 4 inches back further this way, you wouldn't be posting or worrying about no BS pictures like that. So I like to try to give respect to as many of the players as we can, unless they give us a reason not to. Yes, our O-line has been poor this year, below average. No, I do not think it's appropriate to be laughing because 4 guys end up all in a pile when they're giving maximum effort. That's just my opinion on it. You may have a different opinion, and that's fine. I thought it was a nicely designed play. Clearly, we wish that Mark Andrews had caught the football, because if so, then we'd be sitting here today talking about how great of a play it was, how great an execution we had, and what a great, great ballsy throw it was by Lamar under duress from probably the best defensive player in the game. I'm going to cover this again, but probably not as detailed a fashion tonight during the live stream, where we'll look at 25 throws from Lamar Jackson. We'll look at the Steelers' 11 personnel adjustment in the second half against the Ravens' 2 nickel defenses. And we're also going to take some time, probably at least 20 or 30 minutes, to look at what the Chargers did to grab a 24-0 lead in Cincinnati on Sunday. Let me know what you guys think of the video in the comment section. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content.